episode is brought to you by EM Gold Wines Intesano. They are the importers and distributors of 12 different brands of wine from Spain and Italy. They sell at wholesale prices, and I'm sure when you call them, they'll make you a very good offer. Welcome back to Tuntum Network. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cyrus. This episode is rather unfortunate because it is about a country that I've loved for so many years, the United States of America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. I mean, thinking about this phrase alone used to give me goosebumps every now and then. You know, this is a country that for so many reasons we've loved. And when I was a little boy, I'll tell you that story. We used to have only black and white televisions until the early 90s when colored televisions came. And then it came with VHS players and VHS tapes, for those who remember. And we started watching American movies. They used to win all their wars against their enemies, against Russia, against Vietnam, Cambodia, China, and so on. So we used to love America. And all those actors they had, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, whom we call in Ghana, Commando, was a real person to us. Sylvester Stallone, whom we also call Rambo, was a real person to us. My favorite was always Chuck Norris, because he could lead an army, no matter how small they were, into an enemy territory and win a war and return home. So all these things made us feel so happy to watch American movies. Their cars were strong and fast. Their streets were large. Their buildings were very tall. Everything about them was special. Their people looked stronger than the regular, person from any other country. So we loved them. And that is not too long ago. That's just about 30 years ago. But I'm looking at 30 years ago and today, and I'm seeing a lot of changes. I mean, it looks like something is seriously wrong with America. I may be getting it all wrong, but that is the reason I want you to come with me on this journey as I lay down the facts to see if I am getting it wrong or that is how it actually is. Let's go. I mean, this is the country that pretty much dominated in every kind of sports and entertainment except for ping pong and soccer. The lives of Andre Agassi, Mike Tyson, Michael Johnson, Michael Jordan, and Tiger Woods, Tupac Shakur, Mariah Carey, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Whitney Houston, Lauryn Hill. These were the real people, Their culture was so attractive. We wanted to dress and look like Americans. To me, they look like the world police because you see them on TV on how they are mediating between two countries fighting wars and all that. And they'll print the Gideon's International Bible and distribute in my country for free. And they'll come on missions, Christian missions every now and then. Then 9/11 happened and gun violence was rampant and racism was all over the place and suicides increased. And I'm like, why would anybody kill him or herself in such a great nation like the USA? But clearly you could see something was seriously wrong and getting out of hands in the country. I remember when President Clinton and President Bush came to Ghana, Accra was jam-packed with enthusiasts. People wanted to see them. People's desire to see the President of America was so high in the country. But recently when Kamala Harris came to Ghana, the enthusiasm wasn't there. People didn't really care about it. You could see that people's interests have shifted and things were not the same for America again. Clearly, even in Ghana, you could see that the love has depreciated so much. Today, the one thing that seems to be holding up their international dominance is being strategically removed in broad daylight by the nations. The United States of America's dollar, the currency that everybody wanted their hands on, especially the one with President Benjamin Franklin on it. It is strong and the most widely accepted currency. But when you see the kinds of alliances and moves being made by the nations in the world today, like for instance the BRICS, it's obvious they want to move away from the US dollar. What is the reason behind this, if what I'm saying is true? I think I have an idea of what is wrong with the USA. Three things comes to mind. First thing is this. I think the countries have found alternative sources of things they used to depend on the USA for. In Africa, for instance, Africa is happily doing business with China, Russia, India, and countries in the Middle East. Africa is getting loans from all over the place in the UAE, in China, and in Russia, things they used to depend on the West for. It appears as if the countries are kind of tired or frustrated with the way they used to deal with America, especially the conditions that were associated with American money and their way of trade and all that, to the point where American allies today are doing business with American enemies. I thought countries like India were American allies, Saudi Arabia, Japan, and co. If you look on the TV today, you see all these countries strategically doing business with countries that America term as their enemies. Something is definitely wrong. You just have to look closely enough. It kind of feels to me that there is a new era of superpower nation or nations emerging. And I'm not sure which countries that will be, whether it's Russia, China, or both. But certainly, it looks as if these nations have found new ways of moving forward without the West. But whichever way it looks, I'm kind of excited because you cannot always keep all your eggs in one basket. Secondly, America today looks quite divided from within, and a house that is divided cannot stand. This is the country that used to vote, get a president, reunite, and move on. Today they vote, they don't agree with election outcomes, and they stay in their entrenched positions. America today doesn't agree on one single thing. There was a time in America when they all said, "In God we trust." Today, they actually have a church called the Church of Satan in California. Can you believe this? From religion to politics to sports and entertainment, they do not agree on one single thing. They allow men who have transitioned to become transgender female to compete in women's sports. Tell me how women win in such a competition. They are busy making everybody feel comfortable in everything, including their army training routine. Meanwhile, their so-called enemies are aggressively training ruthless and fearless men for battle. Is America still serious? I am not a psychologist, but I feel America is suffering from a condition that I personally call the comfortability crisis. This is when, as a rich person, you become so rich, well-fed, and comfortable to the point where you begin to consider things that ordinary people don't have in their minds. You go to rich people's homes and they are talking about their grass and their gardens and they are giving their pets expert treatments, and you wonder. Yeah, this is where America is. They are at the point where $5 means nothing to the ordinary person, whereas $5 in other countries can feed a whole family. They have strange ideas all over the place, and this kind of comfort makes them forget the real important things in this world. Thirdly, it looks as if the nations do not actually fear America like before. For instance, look at how countries that America has put sanctions on and how enemy countries are happily doing business with them and cutting deals. I mean, it's all over the place today. And I have nothing against that. Maybe because people are just tired of how America solves its problems and how it has dealt with people over the years and nations over the years. You know, their former president, Donald Trump, I have a lot of things that I don't actually like about him. But one thing any unbiased person can say about him for sure is that man was a top dog. He had his own way of getting things done, and you say it as it is, even if he knew you wouldn't be comfortable with it. But this new president that they have, President Joe Biden, he kind of looks like, you know, the old statesman in the house, the old man in the house who, when kids are fighting in the garden, will say, "Stop fighting, you know, don't fight, sit down, stop making noise, be quiet," and all that. Whether that or the previous one, it doesn't really matter. But what matters is it looks as if America has lost grip over the world. Things have swiftly moved away from America, and it's getting even worse. And to some extent, I think that is good because new things are coming up And every country out there who is smart enough will take advantage to explore. Like the old Roman Empire, no other outside empire could have really defeated them in a war or a battle. But the empire itself crumbled from within. And it kind of looks similar to what is happening to America today. Their fall is going to come from within especially, and not from outside, because they are not at the point where they agree on anything and they cannot fight divided. That is quite sad. Their movies used to center around business, history, wars, comedy, and stuff like that. But today, it's about strange beings coming to take over the world, and strange characters with superpowers coming to the rescue of the world. And I struggle so hard to watch their movies today, even when they are blockbuster movies. You can do this. Go on the internet today, on any website, and find out the top 10 most dangerous cities in the world. You find a US city out there. The top 10 most racist cities in the world. You find one US city on it. The top 10 most drug abuse city in the world. You find one US city on it. There is no way you can convince me that these features or these attributes can make a nation productive. Jamaica is slowly taking athletics from their hands. The nations are gradually catching up with them in basketball. See how the MVPs in the NBA for 3 years in a row has been taken over by non-Americans. They don't have a single male on the tennis ATP top 9 list. The smartest countries in the world are all in Asia. No wonder their countries are doing so well. America is nowhere on the life expectancy list in the world. As a matter of fact, you are more likely to live longer in Lebanon than in the USA. Not even CNN, their own TV network, rates them on top 10 of happiest countries in the world. Do you want to tell me that the land of the free is not even on the top 10 freest countries in the world? They are not on the top 10 in the world in terms of healthcare. America has money. They have all the billionaires and the millionaires in their country, and by far the strongest army and the government spending. How is it that such a country with so much power and money cannot spend on 330 million people in terms of healthcare? Because they are nowhere on the top 10 list of countries with the best healthcare in the world. Something is definitely wrong with America. I feel sad for America because I've loved America for so long, and I pray that things will change for the better. Please remember to like, share, and leave a comment if you have to. And ultimately, please subscribe to help us. Until we come your way again. Thank you, and it's bye-bye for now.